Tom Selleck in action as international jewel thief Lassiter. Your Holiday Monday movie premiere at 10:20 next Monday on Thames.
Hello there, I'm Sally McClaren. I'm going to be here through till 6 a.m. Don't you go away, because we've got a competition where you can win a Telethon 88 t-shirt after our next programme, Worlds Beyond.
Karen, at last.
Alice.
I was worried about you.
Oh, Alice, am I late?
Yes.
How are you?
Oh, I'm as well as can be expected. Mustn't grumble.
But you will, you will. And how's Perdita? Isn't she here?
No. But didn't you see her when you drove up? She's working with Joe in the field by the lane.
Well, I saw a tractor in the field, but I didn't see anyone working with it. In fact, I didn't see anyone at all.
Oh, she'll be off somewhere. I hardly see her all day now.
How's she doing at that new school Michael sent her to?
Doesn't it cost a fortune? She doesn't like it. She can't wait to get home for the holidays.
Well, at least she hasn't been expelled from this one. That's a first. What did that?
Oh, must have been the wind.
You sure you don't want to go back now, then?
No, I don't.
Just remember what we agreed.
Are you burning something?
What? What did you say?
My God!
What's the matter? Karen, are you burning the house down?
Yes, of course I am. That's my way of saying thank you for having me to visit.
Oh! Oh! Oh, what a mess! That lovely chair. That was my grandfather's chair.
I believe you.
I'm always telling Perdita what a dirty, dangerous habit smoking is.
I'm delighted you give her such good advice.
Well, then why don't you give it up and set an example?
I can't give it up, especially since I never started. Your son was a smoker in the family, remember? I don't know how you can confuse us, especially since we're no longer married.
Hello, Mum.
For a minute, I hardly recognized you out there.
Really? You look older, too.
Thanks. But you've certainly grown.
Well, it would be pretty strange if I hadn't. In 3 years.
Don't be rude to your mother, Perdita.
It's all right, Alice. Thank you. Aren't you going to stay and finish your dinner? You'll be hungry. I said, aren't you going to stay and finish your dinner?
I didn't want it. And since when did you ever care about whether I was hungry or anything else?
She can be rather a difficult child.
I'd like to talk just a minute. You have to come home with me. You can't stay here.
You were happy enough to let me stay here for the last 10 years.
When your father and I separated, it seemed sensible that you should stay with him. He was getting married again. I wasn't.
Didn't care.
Yes, I did. I just had to make my own way first before I could have you back. I couldn't afford all those expensive schools and writing lessons and all the things that go with it.
It's too late. This is my home.
No, it isn't. It has been, but it can't be anymore. You're growing up, and your gran is getting old. Did you try the candy?
I don't like sweets.
I'm sorry, Perdita. You have to come with me, and that's it. God, what's happening?
I don't know. I woke up. I was coming to wake you.
Oh, well, turn it on or turn it off. What are you doing?
I am turning it on or turning it off, but there seems to be a problem.
Well, of course there's a problem. You keep fiddling with it.
Oh, Alice, this house...
After we went to bed?
No.
To get something from the car?
I told you, no.
But you must have done. I locked that door.
What's been happening? So all your lights going on, love.
better introduce me to this gentleman, Perdita.
Oh, right. This is Joe Weller, who works for Grandma, and...
You must be Mrs. Earl. Beg your pardon. Professor Earl.
How do you do?
Purdy's told me a lot about you. And Mrs. Earl Senior. Hello, missus. You're having a spot of bother, I hear.
The lights are all right now. What did you do?
I just opened the door to Mr. Weller.
Well, as long as everybody's all right, then. I'll, bid you good night.
Good night.
Good night, Joe.
What happened last night?
Well, there's been the most terrible mess. I mean, flashes of light, noises, things thrown about. Oh, Karen, this is Miss Robertson.
Hello.
You're Professor Earl, the architect. I've heard so much about you.
Oh, it seems everyone around here has.
Miss Robertson knows about things.
What do you mean, things?
Well, same as you know about buildings. I know about earth forces. Power of good and evil all round us.
Earth forces.
Forces and energy paths that have been here since the beginning of time.
Oh, electromagnetic lines, you mean?
You can call them what you like. To me, they're energy paths.
I believe that's caused by stress factors between the North and South poles.
And that's something that you people who build houses and towns should know about. Because you build on the paths and cause all kinds of trouble.
What kind of trouble is that?
Kind of trouble you had here last night. This farm sits on the crossing of two powerful energy paths.
I think the trouble is that old houses like this aren't built or wired the way we build them now. Well, it's really nice to have met you.
I came to see your daughter.
Oh? Why?
I'm afraid she's connected with what happened last night.
Perdita? What do you mean?
Can I see her?
Well, I'd rather you didn't.
I think I should. It would be for the best.
Look, I don't want her upset any more than she already is after last night.
I don't think you realize the danger she's in.
Miss Robertson, thank you very much for your concern for my daughter, but I don't think she's in any danger. Except possibly from your overactive imagination. Is she for real?
Well, she has a reputation for being odd. In the old days, people would have thought her a witch. She still makes up potions for illnesses. There are quite a lot of people about here who still believe in her powers.
Were you looking for me, Mrs. Earl?
Yes, I was.
Beg your pardon. Professor Earl.
I think you know Perdita pretty well.
I've known her a long time.
Yes, well, I think it's more than that. I think you've become a kind of father figure to her.
Would you say so?
Yes, I would.
I got work to do. Western Farm's in a bad way. It's a crying shame.
Well, you work here. Why don't you do something about it?
Yeah, I do work here. I work very hard, for next to nothing. But I'm not Superman. If it were mine, I'd employ people to work on it. Make it the smartest in the district.
Employ people to work for you.
Well, it needs more hands, don't it? And old Mrs. Earle's past it.
I beg your pardon.
She may be your mother-in-law.
Ex-mother-in-law.
She's still past it. Not locking doors, dropping matches on chairs. And as for the wiring in that place, lethal.
Everything was working perfectly this morning.
Well, that's the way with wiring, isn't it? Loose connection, I expect. Don't suppose you have them in America. It's all modern there, isn't it?
Listen, I came to ask you to talk to Perdita.
Me? What about?
She has to come home with me. She can't stay here.
So why ask me?
Because she'll listen to you.
Oh, I don't know about that. Very strong-minded, is Purdy.
I've seen you together. I know how close you are. Will you talk to her? Please?
I think people should make up their own minds about things, Professor.
Joe Weller's very sure of himself. I had a little talk with him yesterday.
Well, he's sure of himself, all right.
You don't like him, do you?
He's a good worker. They're hard to find.
Is he? Good, I mean.
He likes this place. He feels he's working for himself. He tried to buy it off me a year ago.
Can he afford it?
The evidences are deceptive. His father and mother were poor. His grandfather was mean as Scrooge. He saved all his life. When his son died, he left it all to his grandson.
Wasn't me. It just happened. I've had just about enough of this.
You don't believe me. It wasn't...
You're damn right I don't believe you.
Karen, she looks so pale.
Alice, don't you see what's going on? Weller's trying to frighten you away from this place. And apparently my daughter is helping him.
I didn't do that. It's not me. Granny, you must believe me. It's not me.
I know, darling, it's all right. Where are you going?
I'm going into town to get the tickets to New York.
You must believe me. It's not me.
Well, come upstairs, darling, and have a little rest. That'll make you feel better.
No, I was right in my feelings about this
Oh,
house.
for heaven's sake.
I asked Miss Robertson to come.
There are strong forces at work here. They won't leave till they have what they came for.
Didn't I make it clear to you that I want you to leave my daughter alone and not upset her with your supernatural nonsense? Don't you see how disturbed she is?
Yes, I do. Your daughter's unhappy because you're taking her away.
That's nothing to do with you.
It's perfect for their needs. The force works through her. She has no control. She could be driven to anything. You must get her out of this house immediately.
No! You're lying. Tell her to go, please. Get rid of her.
Perdita doesn't understand what's happening to her. She's being used.
And I know by whom.
It's not Joe Weller. The forces are attracted to Perdita. She's open to the spirits around her. Now you know why I told you she was in danger.
This is just crazy. So far, the only sane thing you've said is take her away. And that's just fine with me. Come on.
No.
We're going.
No, I'm
Yes,
ill.
we
Please
are
don't
going.
make me go. No, don't make me go away. I'm ill, please. Come on. No.
with me.
I'm not coming with
Yes.
you, and if you tell me
Get in the car. In the car. We'll call you later. We'll probably stay in a hotel tonight. With me.
I want to stay back there.
Miss Robertson? Miss Robertson, in there?
The tire's blown out.
You missed that tree by about a foot.
Oh, I know I did. Are you sure you're all right?
Sure, I'm sure. But do you mind if I drive the rest of the way?
You're not old enough, are you?
I'm still better than you are. We'll get the jack out and change the wheel. Joe's taught me how. No, we won't. We'll go onto the road and change it there.